Overthinking has a way of creeping into your life without asking for permission. It doesn't knock, it just slips in quietly, like a notification you didn't hear but somehow already responded to. One minute you are brushing your hair or waiting for your coffee to cool, and the next minute a random thought taps your shoulder and says, "Hey, remember the thing you said 3 years ago? Let's analyze it again." And because your mind is trained to be helpful, even when no one asked for help, it immediately begins its work. Replaying, zooming in, imagining, predicting, worrying, looping, the whole emotional circus starts without a ticket. People around you don't see this part of you. They see the calm exterior, the composed face, the measured replies. They assume you are someone who keeps things together so easily. They don't notice the invisible tabs open inside your mind. One says, "Did I say something wrong?" Other says, "Should I have reacted differently?" Another, "Is everything okay or am I imagining things?" And that one very dramatic tab that screams, "Everything is definitely falling apart," even when absolutely nothing is happening. If your mind were a browser, it would constantly say, "Cannot close this tab, still processing." And the truth is, you are not overthinking because you enjoy it, but because your life taught you to be careful. You grew up reading rooms like weather forecast, sensing moods, anticipating reactions, avoiding storms, the fights. You learned earlier that a single tone change could mean something, or maybe everything. So your mind becomes hyper attentive without your permission. And this attentiveness is high end awareness, slowly evolved into overthinking. It didn't come from insecurity, it came from practice. You learn to fill the blanks because no one explained you things directly. If someone was upset, you already guessed it why. If someone went quiet, you created the reasons by yourself. If someone sounded different, you found fault in yourself already. And none of this was taught. It was inherited, not genetically, but emotionally. Children who grew up around uncertainty often develop inner narratives to make sense for what they can't ask out loud. And so, your mind kept creating stories, possibilities, explanation until it became a habit you didn't even realize was forming. As you got older, this habit didn't go away. It simply changed shape. Now you overthink messages, pauses, glances, replies, your own tone of voice, your own decisions, your own reactions. Not because you distrust people, but because you have always been your own emotional guard. You are so used to of catching problems early that your brain still scans for them even when there are none. It's a form of self protection, though it rarely feels protective. It feels exhausting, like carrying an emergency kit for disasters that never happened. And yet, despite the chaos inside your mind, you function. You show up, you hold conversations, you listen to people like nothing else is going on. You smile, you nod, you pay bills, get through the day. Overthinking becomes this secret world inside you, a place you visit unwillingly every night before sleeping. You lie down, close your eyes, and your brain suddenly decides it's the perfect time to discuss everything that happened in last 15 years. It replays old memories like a rerun of a show you didn't ask to watch, analyzing scenes you thought you had made peace with. Sometimes you overthink because you care too much. You care about how people feel. You care about not hurting someone unintentionally. You care about being fair, kind, responsible, and honest. Your heart was never built to be careless, and that softness, that beautiful softness, is exactly what makes your mind hyperactive. You want reassurance, you want clarity, you want to make things sense, you want to avoid hurting and being hurt. It's not weakness, it's emotional intelligence running overtime. But the hardest part is people assume overthinking is a flaw. They say, stop overthinking, like it's a switch you forgot to turn off. They don't realize it's a language you learn to survive, a way your mind tries to protect you from confusion or conflict. It's an old fact of your childhood where silence meant uncertainty. Yet, somewhere within these spirals, you also feel tired. Not the kind of tiredness that sleep fixes, but a deeper one. The kind that comes from pretending you are fine when your mind has run 5 marathons in 1 hour. You wish you could pause your thoughts the way you pause a reel. You wish you knew how to trust your own peace without waiting for something to disturb it. And maybe you are learning. Maybe slowly, quietly, you're beginning to tell yourself that not every silence is danger, not every delay is reject, and not every mood is your fault. Not every look needs interpretation. Maybe you're beginning to understand that your mind became loud only because your feelings were forced to be quiet when you were young. You are not overthinking because you're weak. You are overthinking because your heart has been alerting you for too long. But the beautiful thing about awareness is that it softens what it touches. Once you understand why you spiral, the spiral loses some of its power. You begin to breathe differently. You begin to question the lies your thoughts tell you. You notice when your brain is trying to protect you from the old ghosts rather than present reality. You begin slowly to trust yourself. And maybe this chapter is your first quiet reminder that it's safe to let your mind rest. You have carried vigilance long enough. You are allowed to exhale.